Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today I'm going to talk about how to make a shape like this using Grasshopper. In one of our previous tutorials, we made a similar project, but in that one, you have to have an openings in between. Otherwise, its continuity will be problematic. But in this one, the continuity is great. For example, if we bake it and we take a look of the EMAP, it looks perfect. So let's take a look of how to do this. First, we're going to turn on the Grasshopper, delete everything, and start with an ellipse. I'm going to use 44 and 22 as our inputs. The next thing I will do is I will divide the curve into 8 different segments. Then I will find the centroids, make connections in between, and then I will divide those curves also. I'll start from 15. The next thing I will do is I will deconstruct those points using the component here. I'll keep the X and Y value and change the Z value here. So what I can do is I will just use a series. Now we have 15 points on each of those lines. So we're going to put it in here. And I'm just going to do it like this. But you see, this is so straight. In order to give it a curvature, I'm going to use Graph Mapper. Let's choose this one. Move it down, move it up, and then remap. We have talked about this many times in our previous tutorial. Now I'm going to change the magnitude, bring it in. Sorry, we have to do that after the numbers have been changed because this input is from 0 to 1. So now this is great. And let's hide everything. I actually want the center point to be the lowest. So I'm going to reverse this. And then I'm going to go to curve, use NURBS, loft it. Now they are in each own group or each own sublist. So I have to flatten those, come over here, change the loft option to closed, save the change. See, this is different from what we have seen earlier. In that one, this curve is flip up and this one is flipping down. In order to do that, what we can do is we can simply change the Z value on this curve. Make sure that all the Z value on this curve is positive, all the Z value on this curve are negative, right? Change all those points. Make sure that the Z values are positive, negative, so on and so forth. So in order to do that, we can use this called repeat. And let's start from a positive number. And let's give it a negative number also. So we're going to put it in and put it in. We have 8 curves right now. So we want to have 8 values. So we got 1 minus 2, 1 minus 2, 1 minus 2, 1 minus 2. And let's take a look of the data structure here. We have 8 sublists here from 000 to 007. 8 sublists here. So this should also be 8 sublists. In order to do that, we can graph this and multiply those numbers. Bring it in, and let's take a look. Perfect. They have 8 sublists right now. So now we have got this. We can change the magnitude by changing the input here. And let's take a look of the continuity. It actually looks great. EMAP, it also looks awesome. However, if you change this value into something extreme, for example, if we change this value into, let's say, 22, and let's bake it. And let's check the zebra here. You see that it's actually still very good. So if we use the EMAP, it starts to have some sort of stretch in between. In order to solve that problem, what we can do is we can make sure that this ring of points, this ring of points, and this ring of points have the same z value. It's very easy to do that. We're going to use a component called replace items. This is z values we want to replace, and we want to replace only the first 3 rings. So we're going to change the index. So 0, 1, 2. This is the index input, and we want to change them to, let's say, 0. And we're going to replace them. Now it's flat. So if we bake it, turn on the EMAP, it's perfectly smooth in between and just curved out. And the zebra, it also looks perfect. Looks a little bit jaggy, but once you zoom in, they are very smooth. If we go back to a more reasonable number, let's do 12. Now, this is our final product. Thank you so much for your attention, and I'm looking forward to see you in our next tutorial.